Now, don't you find it fascinating that as this massive scarcity, this collapse of the food system is taking place, that Walmart is canceling billions of dollars in orders to manufacturers because Walmart, which has, by the way, very competent predictive analysis software, they are anticipating a collapse in retail activity from customers in, well, the last quarter of this year and throughout 2023. So this came out in a call with investors where the CFO of Walmart, named John Rainey, he said the company is canceling, quote, billions in orders in order to balance inventory. They talk about how they have excess inventory. Well, why do they have excess inventory? How is that possible when 17 states in the U.S. are still sending out some kind of stimulus checks, free money to the people who would normally spend some of that at Walmart? So how is it possible that Walmart has excess inventory when people should be out there buying this stuff? Now, I've noticed this excess inventory story is appearing to explain more and more things, okay? So on yahoo.com, this is part of Yahoo News, here's another story. Target cancels more than $1.5 billion worth of orders in Q2 as it grapples with excess inventory. There's the same excuse. See, excess inventory. And they're saying that Target they need to reduce, quote, inventory exposure in discretionary categories. Well, what does that mean? It means they have too much stuff that people aren't going to buy because everybody's going broke. Why is everybody going broke? Well, because of inflation, obviously. Food's becoming very, very expensive. And fuel is also still very expensive. So they're saying the slowdown is happening in electronics, sporting goods, apparel, but people are still spending money on foods and beverages. So people are saying, I don't need another pair of jeans. It's a good thing because there's no cotton being harvested. Or I don't need another tennis racket, or I don't need another iPad, or what have you, but I sure do need to eat. So that's happening across all of these retailers, the big ones, not just Target and Walmart, but many others. But I'm wondering if there's even something more nefarious behind this. I think that these retailers are anticipating a catastrophic drop in the ability of consumers to be able to purchase things in the last quarter of this year. Because I have a feeling that Walmart and Target and other large retailers are being sent a memo that's warning them about the dollar collapse and the central bank digital currency conversion that may be coming before the end of this year or certainly sometime next year. And when that happens, the average American consumer is going to lose the purchasing power that's in whatever dollars they have saved. And so the purchases of any kind of discretionary items at these retailers, those purchases are going to collapse. People aren't going to have money, even if they wanted to buy another pair of shoes or another pair of jeans or what have you. At that point, they're going to be trying not to starve to death. At that point, they're going to be buying $1.25 Pop-Tarts at the dollar store. Essentially, Target and Walmart are in a kind of a semi-liquidation sale. They're trying to clear out inventory like mad right now because they realize people aren't going to be able to afford to buy these things later this year. Now, coupled with this is the news we learned about yesterday where a lot of Chinese factories are shutting down. And the excuse for that is that it's too hot in China. And therefore, there's not enough water in the rivers to run the hydroelectric dams to provide the electricity to the factories that produce the goods that are shipped to Walmart and Target. That's the story. That's the official story. But as you and I know, China is actually converting its factories over to a wartime economy. So probably the real story is that the Chinese factories told Walmart and Target that, hey, we're just not going to make your stuff anymore. And there's a cover story in China about hot weather. And then there's a cover story to the investors of Target and Walmart to say, we have excess inventory. That's why we've canceled orders. What if the real story is they didn't really cancel orders? It's that the orders got canceled by the manufacturers because they're just not going to make this stuff anymore because China's about to go to war with the United States of America before the end of this year. What if that's the real story Because that seems like the more likely explanation to me, but I guess we'll have to wait and see for sure what happens. See, I think we're headed into World War